Hola.
Hola.
Buenos dias.
Buenos días.
And here we are. We're still in the realm of
Middle America.
Middle America. But yes, you're correct. We are going to start the regions today, and we are going to begin with the region Mexico. So you're absolutely right. Let's just whip through the regions first to make sure we understand them. Okay, so here's the Caribbean plate. Here's the mainland, and here is Central America, or the isthmus, or land bridge. And we know that this realm, which consists of really 4 subregions, is fairly fragmented and diverse. It's diverse politically, it's diverse culturally, and it is also diverse as far as landscape. So it's really known for its diversity. So here's our first region. It's called, with me?
Mexico.
Mexico. What's the second region?
Central America.
Yes, Central America, or the 7 republics. And then this region can be Greater Antilles,
Or lesser.
and then we have Lesser Antilles. Good. I'll put this down for a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and, so we went over the actual seas and mountains and everything before. So I just wanted to make sure that we understood that before we get going with Mexico. So Mexico, in relation to the other regions, is the dominant one. Over half the people live here. It's got the most infrastructure. It's the most dominant economically. It's got the NAFTA free trade agreement going with the United States and Canada. And as we know, there's issues with smuggling drugs, often related to NAFTA. It's economically related because if there's money flowing, then there's going to be the maquiladoras along the border, which can house contraband and smuggling and traffic, even people trafficking. People illegally coming back and forth with goods and people across the border. Mexico has also got a fairly state-run government with an economy that really is much based upon the oil fields, which are along the Gulf here, and these are state-owned utility companies. We did talk about how the North and the South are pretty much divided as far as economically. If you look at a map of GDP, you'll see that much of the higher GDP areas of Mexico are around Mexico City, and much like the population pattern, there is NAFTA North, which adds to the economy because of the NAFTA money, the areas that have the manufacturing going on. Also, the tip of Merida here and the Yucatan, at the tip here, is accessible by water to the United States, so there's also NAFTA activity going on right there. We also said that the wealth divided north to south means it's politically divided too. So it would be far more, while they're voting for, say, president or other things, then the voting would go much towards which in the South, Democratic or more what we call Republican? It would be more Democratic type voting in the South here, sometimes known as populist. So the reason for that would be they would wish for, the people of the South don't have much, and they would wish for more government monies and programs and to assist them. And in particular, Chiapas, if you recall in the news, I knew a while ago there was a lot of action from Chiapas. The Zapatistas, a farmers' army that wanted to gain more rights for the indigenous population. It's there in Chiapas. They felt they wanted their lands back, had their lands taken away during the times of Spanish colonialism, and wished to gain a lot more rights in that area. So often would come to events and just show up and make demonstrations. And There's actually been a little bit of guerrilla warfare too, have been in the news, for a while.